2017 was another fantastic year for Riggs Distler. To celebrate, we've assembled a cast of characters to talk about some of our most successful projects from the last year. Starting off, we have Scott Donadio, who will provide a bird's-eye view of the great work being completed by the gas group, which is particularly appropriate given that when he is not working at Riggs Distler, he loves to fly his plane.
Riggs Distler's gas crews in New York, Pennsylvania, and Maryland are performing the full range of services required to install, replace, and maintain gas distribution lines. In the last year alone, crews have installed more than 30 miles of new mains, installed or replaced close to 4,000 services, installed 2 regulator stations, and opened thousands of dig tickets. Performing this work to high standards of quality and safety makes Riggs Distler a trusted partner of the host utility and improves the comfort of millions of people in some of the world's largest metropolitan areas. Mains installed range from 2-inch pipe to 16-inch pipe and include both plastic and steel. When installing plastic, Riggs Distler's crews use state-of-the-art techniques including butt fusing and electrofusing to join piping together. When installing steel, Riggs Distler uses techniques that help guarantee the highest level of welds possible. Major main installation projects in 2017 occurred in Mount Vernon, Scarsdale, Yonkers, Yorktown Heights, and New Rochelle in New York, along with Delaware and Chester counties in Pennsylvania and Baltimore, Maryland. Since acquiring a gas-oriented construction company in December 2016, Riggs Distler has upgraded the Mount Vernon fleet and has purchased new equipment, but has kept the location's most valuable resources, its people. Riggs Distler recertified all of its NGA-approved gas workers to help ensure it continues to provide its host utilities in New York with knowledgeable, productive employees who know Westchester and its surroundings. Our employees are often bilingual and deliver superior customer service to people who may be without heat or hot water during construction or repairs. Among concerns in New York, Pennsylvania, and Maryland are heavy traffic and safeguarding members of the public. Careful attention is paid to work zone setup, to using signs to communicate our presence to drivers, and to channeling pedestrians away from harm. Also of concern is the region's aging, congested, underground infrastructure, so digging as safely as possible is essential. Riggs Distler was renewed as a member of the prestigious Gold Shovel program after demonstrating it trains all of its employees in safe digging and follows Gold Shovel principles, which include keeping tickets on site, calling dig safely when marks fade or appear to be wrong, and respecting tolerance zones mandated by the states where we work. A factor that defines Riggs Distler's crews is their commitment to safety. Crews comply with Department of Transportation and OSHA regulations, including OSHA's new silica standards, and follow requirements of the Pipeline and Hazardous Material Safety Administration. Crews conduct industry-standard job briefs, which reduce risk by clarifying individual roles, setting expectations about how work will proceed, identifying and controlling energy sources, and mitigating hazards observed at the job site. They wear all required PPE, follow safe excavating practices, monitor atmospheric conditions, and take steps to protect the environment. The gas infrastructure upgrades we perform for utility operators replace an aging system that in many cases has exceeded its useful life. As the old system fails, it creates leaks and potentially hazardous situations, which we've all heard about on the news. Additionally, our work is bringing a new economical energy source to homes and businesses that previously didn't have access to natural gas. In New York alone, the system we primarily work on consists of over 4,300 miles of gas mains within New York City and Westchester County. Most of this system was installed between the late 1800s and 1940. Of the 65 miles our client replaces annually in New York, Riggs Distler performs about 30% of this work. Their accelerated replacement program will take 30 years at the current rate, which is similar to our other clients' replacement schedule. Performing this valuable service for the utility operators we work for around the country is a source of pride for us. We know we're making a difference by upgrading the infrastructure and making it safer for everyone. As we close 2017 and look forward to 2018, our plan is to focus on safety and providing high-quality work to our current clients and expanding to new clients as well.
Shane Humphreys is going to take a shot at describing how our Overhead Lines Group is doing excellent work achieving tough goals for our host utilities in New England. But he would rather be shooting for the winning goal in the Stanley Cup for the Ottawa Senators.
In recent years, investor-owned utilities have gravitated towards more contractor-inclusive business models, and Riggs Distler's overhead line distribution projects in New England show some of the ways those models can work for both the utility and the contractor. In southern Connecticut, Riggs Distler has for 8 years been the primary contractor serving its host utility. In an arrangement like this, strong relationships are forged between the key leaders at the utility and the key project people at Riggs Distler. Trust is built, and Riggs Distler's crews become an extension of the utility's operations, converting tough projects into successes and augmenting the levels of production provided by the utility's own crews. Riggs Distler's crews excel in an environment like this because they meet the expectations of the host utility in a variety of areas, including production, cost, and safety, and because they are able to perform all aspects of overhead line work. In western and central Connecticut, Riggs Distler serves as a contractor of choice for a utility that uses several contractors to handle its excess work volume. In this model, each contractor bids work suited to its geographic area or operational expertise, and contractors who demonstrate that they can do quality work safely at reasonable costs can expect consistent assignments to come their way. This model provides steady work and allows us to plan jobs well in advance so they run smoothly. Once Riggs Distler was given an opportunity by the host utility to demonstrate its capabilities, it quickly showed it is one of the best choices among contractors who do overhead line work. A third approach to the utility-contractor relationship is exemplified by Riggs Distler's work in Massachusetts, where the host utility awarded our company a multi-year circuit upgrade project. Long-term projects typically involve several phases and many interdependent critical tasks. Riggs Distler is an ideal fit because it has a proven track record of managing the complexities, scheduling, and workflow of large-scale overhead projects. In all three models, the host utilities also benefit by having extra resources when storms or other natural disasters hit. Because of Riggs Distler's demonstrated excellence during storm restorations, we have become an indispensable resource when large swaths of customers are out of power and our host utilities need us the most. To remain a trusted partner in overhead line distribution, Riggs Distler must always exceed expectations when it comes to job briefs, equipment inspections, rubber cover, personal protective equipment, work zones, and safe digging practices. Our crews and our project leaders have worked tirelessly to earn the reputation for excellence that we currently enjoy in New England. We believe that continuing our outstanding successes for these utilities will lead to the type of stability and partnerships that benefit Riggs Distler, our host utilities, and energy customers throughout the region.
PJ Bison wants to raise a glass to all our crews on the successful AMI project in central Pennsylvania. It's something he's particularly good at, since he spends his time off brewing his own beer.
In 2016, Riggs Distler was selected to partner with a major utility in Pennsylvania on an AMI project to help replace the approximately 1.4 million meters in its system with new smart meters. Riggs Distler's role in the AMI meter project has three components. The first is residential meter replacements, which occur at ordinary homes. The second is high-end replacements, which occur at businesses that use large amounts of electricity. The third is meter repair, which is follow-up work done at either residential or high-end locations when there are problems with the electrical equipment. A companion project carried out by Riggs Distler's transmission group involved installing the towers that relay communications between the smart meters and the host utility. The new meters communicate directly with the computers at the host utility's office, meaning the utility does not have to go to every meter every month for a read. The smart meters also simplify the billing process, allow customers to better monitor their electrical usage and reduce their bills if they wish to, and let the utility turn meters on or off remotely. In addition, the meters alert the utility when the temperature inside the socket is higher than expected, an indication there could be a fault in the equipment that could lead to appliance damage or fire. They also measure amperage and voltage and issue warnings when either fall out of normal ranges. After storms, smart meters make the restoration of power more efficient, and from a safety perspective, the smart meters reduce the likelihood of employee injuries from slips and falls, vehicle collisions, and dog bites. So far, Riggs Distler has installed over 55,000 meters on the AMI project and expect to install 165,000 more by the end of the project in 2019. Riggs Distler is proud to be part of this cutting-edge project that will provide revolutionary improvements to the way investor-owned utilities and their customers interact.
We want Ed Coppinger to talk about all the heavy lifting our crews are doing on a critical substation project in central Pennsylvania. But first, we have to get him out of the CrossFit gym.
Riggs Distler substation work for the same utility included upgrading the 230 kV bus work to accommodate new minimum current ratings. In addition, Riggs Distler substation crews replaced aging disconnect switches and replaced 5 gang-operated disconnects with more modern disconnects. Crews also removed 230 kV line trap and a coupling capacitor potential device. Work occurred concurrently with a wire pull in the adjacent yard, and part of the substation remained energized while work on de-energized equipment took place. Work areas were taped off to prevent anyone from approaching crew members while work was ongoing, and all personal protective equipment, including fall protection harnesses and lanyards from lifts, was worn at all times. Riggs Distler substation work on this project allowed the host utility to improve the reliability of the power it delivers to its customers, reducing the likelihood of outages or brownouts.
Our last speaker is no stranger to Riggs Distler's year-end videos. Scott Zematitis is here to talk about a transmission project that involved helicopter work in central Pennsylvania. As an avid fisherman, Scott loves nothing better than telling a really good story.
Riggs Distler's transmission work for a major utility in Pennsylvania involved reconductoring 1.2 miles of a 230 kV circuit with ACCS wire that resists sagging caused by temperature changes. Keeping the lines at consistent heights throughout the 4 seasons is important because the circuit crosses the Susquehanna River near a hydroelectric dam that serves Lancaster County. Reducing sag also helps keep the host utility compliant with reliability standards set forth by NERC, the not-for-profit international regulatory authority whose mission is to assure the reliability and security of the bulk power system in North America. To accomplish the wire pull over the river, Riggs Distler subcontracted a helicopter. After thorough training by the helicopter company, Riggs Distler linemen attached themselves to a line beneath the helicopter, which then lifted them up and flew them to a tower on an island in the middle of the river. The crew transferred to the tower, conducted their work over a period of hours, and were picked up by the helicopter and transported back to the landing zone. Coordinating this work took extensive planning. The hydroelectric dam, which qualifies as a Homeland Security site, had to know at all times what we were doing and where we were doing it. Crews at the landing zone had to be in constant communication by radio with crews at the pull site. And because the helicopter could not fly in high winds or rain, the weather sometimes forced us to stop work and reschedule everything with the host utility and all parties supporting the effort. In addition, Riggs Distler prepared an in-depth plan to protect the environment. Equipment was placed where inadvertent spills could not reach the river. Sensitive areas were matted to allow for vehicle access. Idling was controlled, and emergency response procedures were reviewed with crews on a regular basis. The project shows that Riggs Distler can handle just about any transmission project a utility has to offer, including those involving helicopter work, sensitive environmental areas, live line work, bare hand work, and work requiring cranes to set poles and structures.
Congratulations on a tremendous 2017. Here at Riggs Distler, we want to join with our Rogues Gallery to say thank you to everyone who worked so hard to make 2017 so successful. Have a great night, and here's to doing it again in 2018.